Sometimes the hardest decisions bring the greatest peace. Remember, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Let go of what no longer serves you and embrace the strength within. This is your journey to freedom and self-discovery. Welcome back. Now let's dive into the final 4 signs that it might be time to reassess certain relationships and possibly even consider stepping away. If you haven't seen the first part of this video, I recommend watching it by clicking the I button. For those of you continuing, let's embark on this journey together. Sign number 5. Breach of trust. Trust is a cornerstone of any meaningful relationship. When trust is repeatedly broken, it undermines the foundation of the relationship and creates an environment of doubt, insecurity, and betrayal. A breach of trust can take many forms, including dishonesty, broken promises, or violations of confidentiality. This involves lying or deceiving you, whether about small matters or significant issues. Dishonesty erodes the reliability and integrity of the relationship, making it difficult to believe anything the person says. Failing to keep commitments and promises undermines confidence in the person's reliability. When someone frequently breaks their word, it shows a lack of respect for your time, feelings, and expectations. Sharing your private information or secrets without your consent is a serious breach of trust. This behavior not only violates your privacy, but also makes you feel vulnerable and exposed. A breach of trust can lead to feelings of betrayal, hurt, and insecurity. It can cause significant emotional distress, leading to anxiety, depression, and a pervasive sense of vulnerability. The constant worry about being deceived or betrayed again and again can create a stressful and unhealthy dynamic. Repeated breaches of trust can lead to long-term damage to your ability to trust others. You may become overly cautious, skeptical, or guarded in future relationships, which can hinder your ability to form deep, meaningful connections. The emotional scars from being betrayed can affect your self-esteem and your perception of your worthiness to be treated with honesty and respect. If you find yourself frequently questioning the truthfulness of someone's words or feeling let down by their actions, it's a clear sign of trust issues. Addressing this issue involves confronting the person about their behavior and setting clear boundaries. Trust can sometimes be rebuilt if both parties are committed to making amends and changing their behavior, but repeated breaches often indicate a fundamental lack of respect and integrity. Sign number 6. Emotional and physical abuse. Emotional and physical abuse are severe and harmful behaviors that can have profound and lasting impacts on an individual's mental, emotional, and physical well-being. Emotional abusers often use tactics such as gaslighting. They might twist facts, deny past events, or blame you for their abusive behavior, leaving you confused and dependent on their version of reality. Then there is intimidation and threats, involving making you feel scared or threatened, either through direct threats of harm or more subtle intimidation tactics like aggressive behavior, looming physical presence, or destroying property. Emotional abusers constantly belittle, insult, or humiliate you. They might use harsh criticism, name-calling, or public shaming to erode your self-esteem and sense of worth. Then comes the physical abuse, which involves any act of physical harm, such as hitting, slapping, punching, or kicking. Physical abuse is often unpredictable and can escalate in severity over time. Physical abusers often use violence or the threat of violence to control your actions and decisions. This can include restraining you, preventing you from leaving, or forcing you to comply with their demands. Physical abusers might isolate you from friends, family, and support systems to increase your dependence on them and reduce your ability to seek help. While emotional abuse can lead to anxiety, depression, low self-esteem, and a pervasive sense of helplessness and fear, physical abuse can cause injuries, chronic pain, and other long-term health problems. The trauma from both forms of abuse can result in post-traumatic stress disorder, severe anxiety, and long-lasting emotional scars. Recognizing abuse involves identifying patterns of behavior that are controlling, demeaning, or violent. If you feel scared, controlled, or worthless around someone, it's a strong indicator of abuse. Addressing abuse is challenging and often requires seeking support from trusted friends, family, or professional services. Creating a safety plan and seeking help from domestic violence organizations can provide the necessary resources and support to leave an abusive relationship. Sign number 7. Excessive selfishness. Excessive selfishness in a relationship occurs when one person consistently prioritizes their own needs and desires over those of others, demonstrating a lack of consideration and empathy. This behavior can manifest in various forms, leading to an unbalanced and unhealthy dynamic where the selfish individual benefits at the expense of their partner. A selfish person often shows little to no interest in understanding or acknowledging your feelings, struggles, or needs. They dismiss your concerns or emotions as unimportant, focusing only on their own experiences and desires. Decisions and actions are primarily driven by what benefits them, with little regard for how it affects you. This can include always choosing activities that they prefer, making plans that suit their schedule without considering yours, or expecting you to accommodate their needs without reciprocation. In relationships characterized by excessive selfishness, one person often expects constant support, help, and attention without offering the same in return. They may frequently ask for favors, emotional support, or assistance, but are rarely willing to provide the same level of care or effort. Constantly giving without receiving can be emotionally exhausting. The imbalance in effort and care can lead to feelings of burnout, frustration, and disappointment as you invest more into the relationship than you receive. Over time, the lack of reciprocity and consideration can erode your self-esteem and self-worth. You might begin to question your value and worthiness of being treated with kindness and respect. Recognize patterns of behavior where your needs are consistently overlooked or dismissed. If you notice that you are always accommodating the other person's desires without receiving the same consideration, it's a sign of excessive selfishness. Clearly communicate your feelings and needs to the other person. Express how their behavior affects you and what changes you would like to see in the relationship. Effective communication is crucial in addressing and resolving issues. Establish and enforce boundaries to protect your well-being. Ensure that your needs and desires are respected and that the relationship is more balanced. If the other person is unwilling to respect your boundaries or change their behavior, it may be necessary to reconsider the relationship. Sign number 8. Repeated boundary violations. Boundaries are essential in any relationship, defining what behaviors are acceptable and ensuring mutual respect. When someone repeatedly violates these boundaries, it shows a lack of respect for your autonomy, comfort, and well-being. These violations can take many forms, from disregarding your privacy to pressuring you into uncomfortable situations. This can include consistently disregarding your requests for personal space, time, or privacy, or engaging in behaviors that you've explicitly stated are unacceptable or uncomfortable, or not taking your no seriously, whether it's about physical, emotional, or situational boundaries. Recognize patterns of behavior where your boundaries are consistently disregarded. Take note of situations where you've communicated your limits and they've been ignored or violated. Clearly communicate your boundaries and the importance of respecting them. Express how violations affect you and what you expect moving forward. Be assertive and specific about your needs. You can try this for a while and see if the person's behavior has changed or not. But if the person is unwilling to change, it may be necessary to limit or end the relationship. And there you have it. Those are the 8 clear signs that it might be time to walk away from a relationship. Remember, your well-being and happiness should always come first. It's important to recognize these signs and make decisions that are best for you. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences, so feel free to leave a comment below. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like me to cover in future videos, let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take care of yourself and stay strong and stay stoic.